So David Dobrik just uploaded a video addressing the allegations made by Seth that I talked about last week, in addition to some older allegations that have recently resurfaced due to an article by Insider, where one of David's friends ended up performing non-consensual acts with an intoxicated person for one of David Dobrik's vlogs. Here's what David said in his video to respond to all of this.
Consent is something that's super important to me. Whether I'm shooting with a friend or shooting with a stranger, I always make sure that whatever the video I'm putting out, I have the approval from that person. And I also acknowledge that there's times where a person can change their mind and they decide that they no longer want to be associated, they no longer want to be in the video that I'm putting up, and then I'll take the video down. And there's also been moments where I've looked back on videos and I realize that these don't represent me anymore and they're hurtful to other people, and I don't want them up because I've grown, as a content creator and as a person, and I don't agree with some of the videos I've posted. With the Seth situation, I'm sorry to Seth because like I said, I would just want to make videos where everybody in it, whether you're participating or watching, is enjoying and having a good time. And I missed the mark with that one. And I'm really sorry. I truly am. And with people in my life that I don't film with anymore, like Dom and, the other people that I no longer film with, I chose to distance myself because I don't align with some of the actions, and I don't stand for any kind of misconduct, and I've been really disappointed by some of my friends, and for that reason, I've separated from a lot of them. I think with any video I make, my main purpose is to make people happy and inspire people, and I never want anything to get in the way of that. And I'm sorry if I've let you down, and things like that won't happen again. And I learned from my mistakes, and I also believe that actions speak a lot louder than words. And, you can take my word for it that I'm going to change, but I'll also show you and I'll prove to you that, the mistakes I made before won't be happening again.
So a lot of people really disliked this response. It already has disabled comments, disabled likes and dislikes, and at the time of this recording, David Dobrik has lost over 100,000 subscribers. So obviously, due to the magnitude of this drama, a lot of people had a lot of things to say on Twitter. Starting with people directly related to the situation, Seth tweets out, @David Dobrik, "Not calling me to sincerely apologize man to man is equivalent to having me kiss a man without my consent." Big Nick says, "Really hurts when people switch on you, but you gotta keep displaying God's love no matter what." Jeff Wittek says, "Trigger warning. My heart goes out entirely to the victim. I am truly sorry that you were in that situation, which I was not aware of at the time. The disgusting actions Dom had committed to you, I absolutely do not condone. I have done a lot of dumb shit in my life, but if I was in a room where a girl was potentially going to get assaulted, I would absolutely never sit there and let that happen. As for my involvement in the video, was under the impression it was a consensual bit. I have absolutely nothing to do with nor any influence with this disgusting act, nor did I purchase anything to allow this to happen. I have tremendous respect for all women, and would not let any actions like this happen to anyone. With much love and respect." Trisha Paytas tweets out, "Hey David Dobrik, you can't address these specific allegations? What the fuck? Hey David Dobrik, hire new PR and new lawyers. How can your lawyers say you were not at fault when it's literally your vid? Hey David Dobrik, remember that night you asked to put in a bit I didn't want, and I said no, and you still put it in? That's not consent, bud. Hey David Dobrik, remember when your lawyers tried to discredit me because I have a mental illness? There's plenty of times on camera and on your podcast where I clearly say it's not okay. David Dobrik's apology pisses me off more than anything. People who know all the stories, ones not even relating to my own, know this is the worst way to handle it. You ruined people's lives! And instead of apologizing, you double down and show text trying to prove consent. Not more than a week ago, David Dobrik was providing screenshots to Scott to defend him. David, you know what you did. And this is beyond the most disappointing thing I've ever seen. David Dobrik really just tried to shift all the blame on Dom. You sick fuck. Jeff and Todd went and bought alcohol for the girls to fuck. That vlog shows them not into it, and then cuts to them having sex. Jeff responds to Trisha by saying, "We didn't buy anything for anyone. I willingly called that reporter because I know I'm innocent in this situation. I'm not perfect, but I 100% didn't do what you are accusing me of, and I'm willing to go to any extent to prove it." Hot commie girl responds to him by saying, "Bitch, you're complicit regardless, so shut the fuck up. We don't give a shit about semantics." AMC717 responds, Trisha was too though if you really think about it. She just left knowing what the guys were trying to do. It would have been great if a girl was there to protect them from these perverts. Hot Commie Girl responds, you're right, but you have to remember Trisha was also in an abusive relationship with a Vlog Squad member who gaslit her every time she objected to members getting with underage girls. Trisha Paytas quote tweets her and says, this, I told Jason it was wrong and we left. There was no way I could convince the girls to leave too. They were fans of David. We left after Todd and Jeff went to get the alcohol. They came back for the sex, as evidenced in the vlog. It was clear as day in that vlog Jeff and Todd were there at the beginning, as was me and Jason. Only difference, me and Jason left once the alcohol thing started getting involved. Jonah, Jeff, and Todd listened in after they made a cut in the vlog, saying the girls were convinced. The Business Insider article was hard to read. My stomach was hurting all day thinking about this. It's even more sickening all the guy in the group continued to protect the boys and David. It's so sick. Keemstar reacts to David's video by saying, just watch David Dobrik's response. He definitely missed the mark. He's going to get destroyed by the mob. He then further elaborates in this Twitter video titled, David Dobrik.
Shit. It's absolutely unreal. As you guys know, Trisha Paytas and H3H3 have been trying to do whatever the fuck they can to cancel David Dobrik. In fact, one of the main things that they were talking about is this kissing prank with Seth. Now, if you don't know about the kissing prank, I don't have time in this video to explain it to you. But basically, that whole story pretty much died when people found out that Seth himself requested for a third kissing prank. Now, I understand there's a lot of people that are going to say, well, if he gave consent the third time, he didn't give a consent the other two times, it really doesn't matter. It does matter. It's like a completely different scenario than Seth never requesting to do the third kissing prank. So that story dies. So, you know, you got like the fucking Ninja Turtles or something. You got Insider Def Noodles, Ethan Klein, and Trisha Paytas all coming together to try to dig up any shit they can on fucking David Dobrik. It's actually insane. They're bringing up so much old clips. Like every day, Def Noodles posts like a clip of David Dobrik being racist. Like obviously he's made a ton of racist jokes and racist themed jokes in the past. They found a clip of him talking on his podcast how, you know, to prank his friends, he put like his balls on their forehead and shit. So they're trying to get him for sexual assault, which isn't sexual assault if you and your friends are cool with pranking each other like that. I don't think so, but whatever. David, Def Noodles is posting every single day that, you know, David Dobrik is the worst person ever and digging up fucking 7-year-old clips on him. But yesterday, Insider comes out with an article. Now, this story has some weight to it. Basically David Dobrik did this bit in a video on his main YouTube channel where he invited 5 girls to come over to have a fivesome with Dom. The girls are under the drinking age and the girls were not down to hook up with Dom at all. They were there to just like meet David Dobrik, according to Trisha. And so, David Dobrik, I guess, told someone to go get alcohol, get the girls loosened up. They do that. And one of them passed out like blackout drunk and claims that Dom raped him. This story has legs. But then yesterday, David comes out with an apology and doesn't even say sorry. Title, let's talk, comments off. He's fucking up bad.
Daddy Doggo responds to Keemstar by saying, ain't nobody gonna succeed in canceling David Dobrik. Man's massive. Keemstar quote tweets him and says, Shane Dawson has entered the chat. He then quote tweets himself saying David Dobrik missed the mark by saying, so many of you disagreed with me, but David is down 100,000 subscribers so far. Like I said, David completely messed up with this apology video. It's so bad. HenWe5 responds to Keem by saying, Keem, how come Trisha is getting no backlash for this? She is just as bad in this case. She also knew about it and told no one about it. Keemstar quote tweets him and says, great point. She only said something after her and Jason broke up. Ethan Klein reacted to David Dobrik's video by simply saying, let's talk. But he did go more in depth on today's H3 podcast. He talks about it for a very long time, so I can't properly clip it up for this video. If you want to see what he had to say, the link will be in the description below. But speaking of reactions, Def Noodles shared Mike Mailjack's reaction to the David Dobrik apology by showing this clip.
Let's talk.
Let's
Smart
talk.
decision, put on the
232? How much apologizing you get done that quickly? It's such a short apology. What? He's like, shut up. He's like, here's the deal, motherfuckers. I'm sorry. No, leave me alone. He just ends it. He just ends it, bro.
Dude, a 2-minute, 30-second apology.
It's not even 45.
What if it's, what if
What if you continue lacking severe judgment?
What if I what if we started? He's like, I've had a severe and continuous lapse in judgment.
And that's all he
And that's what he says. That's it, bro. Oh my god.
Amanda Pirelli tweets out, apology videos belong on the main channel, not your second channel. And definitely not your podcast channel. This video will reach way less people, and that's intentional. Main, 18.8 million. Podcast, 1.6 million. Aaliyah tweets out, how I sleep at night knowing I've never found David Dobrik funny. Irina says, David Dobrik and Co. It's time. I wish all Vlog Squad a very prison. Metamorpheus says, this is what David Dobrik means when he says, let's talk. No Cole says, Trisha's response video is longer than David Dobrik's apology. Nissa says, Trisha did try and warn us about David Dobrik years ago, and now look where we are. Lila says, if y'all are canceling David Dobrik, I better not see any more Tesla giveaway reposts on your Insta stories. Nunya says, Logan Paul said this to David Dobrik on June 14th, 2019 from his podcast.
Now, but I think I can speak for everyone who knows you. If you keep this attitude up, your time is coming. I was there, dude. I was fucking there. So ease up, Tiger. Ease the fuck up.
Cryptic Indigo says, they canceling David Dobrik. Prayed for times like these.
The sun is shining on me. The sun is shining on us. God is the greatest. All praise to the Most High. All praise.
Deva says, Trisha on her way to bury David Dobrik 6 feet under. Kim says, everything David Dobrik has done has been caught in 4K, but still gets dismissed. Ocean XX says, I know Liza Koshy distanced herself so far from David Dobrik, and I love that. Junior Judge Judy says, when David Dobrik titles his apology, let's talk, but then disables the comments. Bfong Twin says, adding David Dobrik to the list of insincere YouTuber apologies. Nick Duramio says, David Dobrik clearly subscribes to the boys will be boys mentality that 1. Excuses sexual assault and violent behavior from men, 2. Discourages victims, in this case male ones, from talking about their experiences. A lot of men have horrible memories of being sexually assaulted and hazed at sleepover, and it's all supposed to be funny, when it's often just mob mentality, bystander effect, and embarrassment that allows it to continue. To see the same behavior extended to pranks he pulls as an adult for an audience of millions of young people shows that he does not see the problem with the behavior he admits to contributing to. Jenny Nicholson says, it's wild only having heard his name before familiarity with David Dobrik, and then finding out about his scandal and disorder. He's a very popular vlogger. Okay, right. He allegedly sexually assaulted many people. The sexual assaults were the content of his vlogs. And then people casually throw out more information like, one of the members of his friend group is inexplicably this creepy, much older guy, who keeps trying to have sex with teenage girls. They just say it super casually, like it's not unusual, lol. I'm sure the whole culture around the vlog seems super normal when you're the frog sitting in the pot, waiting for it to boil. But I just got thrown in here, guys, and that's pretty weird. That's all really weird. I don't know what to tell you. I'm watching some of these vlogs, and these are literally what my nightmare was of what it would be like to live in LA. It turns out LA is only like this if you are a popular kid, so I'm safe, thank God. Sarah says, the fact that David Dobrik and the rest of his cult are so scared to say Trisha Paytas' name is so fucking funny to me. And that's about it for the tweets against David Dobrik. This situation is ongoing, so I will probably have an update video at some point, and if you don't want to miss that, be sure to subscribe with notifications on. Thank you so much to my channel members for supporting the channel. In particular, Scrubby, who decided to donate $100 a month. That is absolutely insane. Thank you so much, dude. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video.